Welcome back, Focus Learners, to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a really fascinating journey into the geometry of triangles. So, if you're the kind of person who enjoys discovering the hidden structures of the world around us, well, you're in exactly the right place. Let's just dive right in.
Section 1. Beyond the right angle. Exploring the limits of familiar math.
Now, we probably all spent a massive amount of time in school focusing heavily on perfectly shaped right triangles, right? But imagine you're working on a real-world problem, and you know all three sides of a given triangle, but you need to find one of its angles directly, and you have 0 given angles to start from. Our old reliable friend, the Pythagorean Theorem, it's entirely stuck here. It just can't help us because it completely relies on knowing that a right angle already exists in the shape. So, how do we break through this mathematical wall?
Well, the answer is beautifully elegant. We don't throw away what we know. Instead, we build upon it. Enter a generalized version of the Pythagorean Theorem. It's like this incredible mathematical zoom-out that completely upgrades our existing geometry toolkit into a truly universal tool.
Section 2. Defining the law. The ultimate skeleton key.
Okay, here is the formal definition. The Law of Cosines. It states that for any triangle, the square of one side equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides minus twice the product of those two sides and the cosine of the angle between them. I know, that abstract phrasing can sound kind of dense at first glance, but stick with me. We're going to break this down so it becomes highly intuitive.
Section 3. The correction factor. A mathematical bridge.
To really make sense of this formula, let's compare our standard right triangle rules with the rules for any triangle. This brilliantly illustrates that the law of cosines is, at its absolute core, simply the Pythagorean theorem, but with a highly specific mechanical correction factor built right into the end of it. It dynamically adjusts the math based on exactly how much the triangle deviates from being a perfect right angle.
So, you might be wondering, what happens if we apply this new, generalized rule back to a basic right triangle? Well, when the included angle hits exactly 90 degrees, the cosine of that angle becomes a giant 0.
And because that cosine becomes 0, just look at what happens to the math here. The entire correction factor zeroes out. That 0 literally mathematically erases the whole end of the law of cosines, simplifying the equation perfectly back to the standard familiar Pythagorean relationship. It's really a seamless, universally applicable version of the math you already know and love.
Section 4. Real-world applications. Building the world.
Now, before we actually calculate anything ourselves, it's vital to understand how this builds the modern world around us. Because honestly, perfect right angles, they rarely exist out in the wild. First off, this law is used extensively in modern navigation and GPS systems to calculate accurate distances from angles and reference points. Second, over in physics, it's completely essential for combining vectors that aren't perfectly perpendicular. And third, engineers use this law daily for the structural analysis of triangulated frameworks. We're talking complex roof trusses or massive suspension bridges. This math is literally what keeps our structures standing strong.
Section 5. Solving a triangle. A practical example.
Okay, we understand the theory, so let's actually apply it. Step 1, let's identify our knowns. Imagine a triangle that has two sides measuring exactly 7 and 10 units, with an included angle of 60 degrees just wedged right between them. Step 2, we use our generalized formula. We square the 7 and the 10 and combine them with the cosine of 60 degrees. Step 3, by evaluating that equation, we solve directly for the unknown third side length, which actually comes out to roughly 8.7 units. It's that easy. We found our missing data point effortlessly, without ever needing a 90-degree angle.
So, we've successfully navigated the generalized laws of geometry and solved triangles directly today. But, as always in mathematics, solving one puzzle simply opens the door to the next fascinating challenge. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Now that we've mastered this, how do we mathematically expand complex algebraic expressions that are raised to a power using the binomial theorem? Think on that for a bit, Focus Learners. It's a brilliant puzzle, and it's exactly what we're going to be tackling in our next explainer. Keep learning, and I'll see you then.